All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to unpack a really interesting idea for transparency in our digital world. It's a blueprint, really, based on material from a source called Jarius Signal. And the whole point is to bring some much needed clarity to the super complex systems that control our data and, well, our online lives. So, to really get to the heart of all this, the source kicks things off with a pretty fascinating question. What is Romeo's mystery? Now, I know it sounds like the title of a detective novel, right? But it's actually a really powerful metaphor for a huge problem we all deal with every single day, even if we don't realize it. So, what is it? Ramu's mystery. It's the black box. It's that algorithm you can't see deciding what you see. It's your data being processed in ways you never agreed to. It's these digital identity systems that seem to operate completely in the shadows. You know, it's that feeling that these massive, important decisions are being made about you by systems you can't see, let alone understand. That's the mystery. Okay, so if Ramu's mystery is the problem, then what's the solution? Well, think about it like building a house. You can't build a strong, trustworthy house on a shaky foundation. And the source argues that before we can even talk about real transparency, we have to go back and lay the groundwork for trust itself. And that bedrock, that foundation, is built from something called data governance principles. The easiest way to think about these is like the architectural blueprints for a digital system. They're the non-negotiable rules and standards that spell out exactly how data has to be handled, securely, ethically, and properly. Without these clear principles locked in from day one, any attempt at transparency later on is, well, it's basically just window dressing. So once that foundation is set, Jarius Signal proposes a really concrete, actionable plan to build on top of it. This isn't just some vague, nice-to-have idea. It's a structured, six-part approach for getting to genuine data transparency. Let's take a look at how it's laid out. The framework is laid out in 6 distinct ways, which gives us a really clear path forward. Now, while we won't go deep into every single one, the source outlines this very logical sequence. It starts with making sure data ownership is clear, then it moves to demanding transparent algorithms, it makes sure user consent is real and can be taken back, it creates independent audit trails, simplifies those impossible terms of service, and finally, it sets up clear accountability when things go wrong. It's this comprehensive game plan designed to systematically dismantle Ramu's mystery. But a great blueprint is totally useless if you don't build it right. So the most critical question becomes about timing. When should all these ideas actually be put into place? And on this, the source has a very, very clear answer. And here it is. This is the crucial point. Jarius Signal insists that we have to build the systems for transparency first. This is not a feature you can just add on later. No way. It has to be part of the original design, woven right into the fabric of any new digital identity system. It's a huge shift in how we think about building this stuff. And this chart just illustrates the difference perfectly. Look at the left side. When you build for transparency from the start, trust is baked right in. Accountability is part of the design. You're proactively protecting users. But when you try to bolt it on afterwards, well, trust becomes an afterthought. Accountability is just a patch on a leaky system, and you're stuck doing reactive damage control. The choice here is pretty stark, isn't it? Now, this isn't just a conversation for developers or policymakers. The source makes a really strong case that this whole transformation requires a collective shift in our thinking, and every single one of us has a role to play in what it calls the rethink. The rethink is really a call to action. It's about us moving away from just passively accepting these opaque systems and instead actively demanding transparency by design. It's about changing our expectations and insisting that the digital tools we rely on every day are built on a foundation of trust and clarity from the get-go. And if you want to be part of this rethink, the source actually provides some clear next steps. It invites you to check out the full story behind this framework and to follow the ongoing work of Jarius Signal and Jarius Cogitator to stay plugged into these really important ideas. So we've kind of come full circle, haven't we? We've laid out a blueprint to solve Ramu's mystery, but it leaves us with one final, really powerful question to chew on. When we allow our digital lives to be managed in the dark, what are we actually giving up? What is the true price of mystery?